Good evening. It is Hump Day, March 17th, 2021. We are going around the water cooler. No messing around today because it's NFL centric on this free agent week that we are in. It has been whack, whack-a-mole. Is it? I had to kind of I had to figure out how I wanted to say that. It's whack-a-mole. It's wacky, but it's all over the place. So, I did the best I can to tell you some of the stuff that's going on as quickly as I possibly can. Hopefully, I can do this in one part. Maybe it has to be two. We'll see. Um, and these are in no particular order. Tennessee offensive linebacker Bud Dupree got a 5-year, $85 million deal from Tennessee. He's coming over from Pittsburgh. $35 million of that was guaranteed. Pass rusher Trey Hendrickson signed with Cincinnati for 4 years, $60 million, $32 million guaranteed, coming over from New Orleans. Washington signed quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick, 1 year, $10 million from Miami. I think that's a great move for them. New England just went nuts. They signed a second tight end, Hunter Henry, from the LA Chargers, 3 years, $37.5 million. They were getting after it. Von Miller had they exercised his team option for $7 million team option on his $18 million salary for next year. Vegas Raiders cut Rodney Hudson, 3-time Pro Bowler, as they reshaped their offensive line. Then the Giants went ahead and signed defensive lineman Leonard Williams, 3 years, $63 million, 45 of it guaranteed. Houston went and signed cornerback Terrence Mitchell, 2 years, $7.5 million from Cleveland. Washington signed cornerback William Jackson III from Cincinnati, 3 years, $42 million. Vegas Raiders re-signed Nicholas Morrow, linebacker. Arizona signed wide receiver A.J. Green. That was a big one. 7-time Pro Bowler, 1 year, $8 million from Cincinnati as he goes to Arizona. The Raiders re-signed Jonathan Hankins, defensive tackle. They re-signed Zay Jones, wide receiver, to a 1-year deal. And they re-signed offensive tackle Denzel Good. Or defensive tackle Denzel Good to a 2-year deal. Offensive lineman Richie Incognito came back to the Raiders, and they then traded 3-time Pro Bowl offensive lineman Rodney Hudson and a 7th rounder to Arizona for a 3rd rounder. They were going to cut him, and evidently they were able to work out a trade. They signed defensive lineman Solomon Thomas from San Francisco for 1 year, $5 million. Let's see. Chicago signed Andy Dalton, 1 year, $10 million. That was a pretty good move, I think, for Chicago anyway. He comes over from Dallas. Houston signed Tyrod Taylor, quarterback, 1 year, it could be up to $12.5 million. Not a bad move there. Not knowing what's going to happen with the quarterback situation there. Then Derek Wolfe re-signed for 3 years, $12 million in Dallas. Buffalo was able to sign Emmanuel Sanders to a 1-year deal. We had the 49ers signing Trent Williams, the offensive lineman, 8-time Pro Bowler, to a 6-year, $138 million contract. Washington re-signed running back Lamar Miller on a 1-year and re-signed offensive tackle David Sharp on a 1-year. Vegas got wide receiver John Brown. For 1 year, $3.75 million from Buffalo, $5.5 million with incentives are potential. KC signed offensive guard Kyle Long to a 1-year, $5 million deal to get him out of retirement. The Vegas Raiders were able to sign defensive lineman Quentin Jefferson to a 1-year deal for $3.25, with escalators up to a possibility of $4 million from Buffalo. Washington signed wide receiver Curtis Samuel, 3 years, $34.5 from Carolina. Minnesota was able to get Patrick Peterson, 1 year, $10 million from Arizona. Seattle traded a 2021 fifth-round pick for the Vegas Raiders offensive lineman Gabe Jackson. Wow. Peace.